to see you.
Girl. Sit up straight.
We're back, everybody. We're going to cut our own hair. Scott Fisher from Pomplamoose.
Why not? We've done everything else on this show. Let's get the viewing audience out there with the scissors and just go wild.
Keep away from me. Let's go.
Yeah, nothing like sharp instruments. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a make-believe. Okay? It's Saturday night. Judy's got this big event that she's going to go to. Okay? She's got this big deal, and her and her husband David have this great date night. Let me also back up by saying Judy's one of our top stylists at the salon. So if she looks a little dexterous with the scissors, it's because she's great with the scissors.
She said practice.
But we have to show the audience by way of a good model. So Judy's going to show us how she would be trimming the front of her hair, which seems like it's short to most people in the viewing audience, but to Judy, she knows what it looks like when it's perfect.
What it's supposed to look like.
She's not feeling 100% qualified, so she wants it looking perfect for the event.
Okay,
so I'm going to be holding the mirror. Judy's going to be holding the shears, and it's going to be like Judy in front of her dressing table, but everybody gets to watch.
Okay, Judy, ready?
So here we go. Judy.
Right. Judy's cutting her own hair.
I'm just going to say a few things as she's going here. Her hair is dry, but I generally recommend to the viewing audience, if you're going to do this, you can see how she's just taking small sections. Do it rather slowly so the viewing audience can see what you're doing.
And do this over a sleeping husband, right?
Exactly. Right, exactly. Well, David, her husband David would be holding sections by now, but you know, you can get the family involved.
Okay, great.
You know, it's important. But what's nice is you've got to remember a few things here. First of all, notice Judy's only cutting with the points of the shears. She's not using any other portion of the blade.
All right.
She's picking the hair up. She's lifting a few sections. She's taking a few areas, and she's going in between the hair to take and create some of that separation that you see in a lot of these looks.
You're not going to do your whole
She's
head.
also getting a lot of hair all over her t-shirt, isn't she?
And it looks good.
But you know what? It's okay because she's not dressed to go out yet.
Right.
She's just taking care of the hair thing right now.
This
is just a quick fix-up because we're not saying go do this at home.
Right.
This is what the hairdresser does. But the salon closed early, and Judy didn't realize that the hair wasn't working until after she got shampooed.
How do you like this lifestyle he's painting for you?
Isn't this great?
Yeah. All right, now a question here.
Yes.
She is obviously a stylist. I have a hard time when you get the mirror in front to go, okay, this is opposite now. Where am I going?
Great question, because I should have backed up, and actually it brings to the surface what we should have been doing first, showing people how to use the shears.
Okay.
Most people will use shears to cut paper or fabric. And when you're using your index finger and your thumb, which is the way most people grab it, there's lots of room for movement, and the line's not real straight. So the first thing people are taught in beauty school, or in my classes, is to actually start with your forefinger and your thumb. Where it puts the blade of the shear is at a more steady hand.
Gotcha.
Because obviously everything begins, if you're holding sharp instruments, with a steady hand that's going to give you the line the way you want it to be.
Gotcha.
So by doing it this way, whether you're doing it overhand or underhand, the blade of the shear has some areas to rest on. Okay?
Let's talk about the
We're going to go over to this young lady here who I know very well. This is my daughter, Tess.
Hi, Tess.
So good to have her on the show. We won't need the mirror here for Tess, but we're going to show the viewing audience another equation of when children sometimes just need a quick trim.
Sure.
So we're going to turn Tess around, and we're going to do just a quick little section here. We only have about a minute or so left, so let me just show the viewing audience. Take a center part into the back of the nape area, and regardless of the length, just let the hair have a natural fall to it. It's not imperative that the hair is perfectly wet or perfectly dry when you do this.
Good to know.
The fact that most people have a little bit of kick at the root area, let that hair do what it's going to do. Then you just want to take the shears. It's always nice if you have a comb that's got a...
You're getting a raise and allowance for this, okay? All right, good.
She's had this done a couple times. Look how good she's being. Okay, so you just basically bring the shear down here. You don't want to cut right onto the skin until you're really comfortable with it. So you're holding the hair like this in between your index and your forefinger. Let's say your child is going to do a quick movement. If you have the tension between your two fingers, a quick movement isn't going to destroy the line.
Right, there it is.
Right?
Yep.
Okay, and then you just So moving targets are not a problem because the line is the same whether you're cutting it here or here, and then the head can be sort of mounted on a spring or do whatever it's going to do.
Good advice.
And this way it's just the basics.
Scott,
haircutting 101 at home.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Tess, thank you. Really good. $1.50 more.
Yeah, right.
All right, work on it. All right, Pomplamoose, how do we get a hold of you?
Pomplamoose, 247-3535.
And let the professionals.
440.
Let the professionals.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Back to Juwan. Juwan, we're going to get down here. We're getting a little trim up there for you, all right? So back at the news desk. There you go. Nice job, Tess.